ladies and gentlemen. We are on the way to hit an arm day right now. It is 9 o'clock at night. Beautiful start to the morning. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about something just due to it being Valentine's Day. I thought it was fitting for the last video and for this one to kind of connect in on the subject of a little bit of love and relationships. Not exactly. I'm not really one to talk exactly about that subject, but this is kind of something that relates to it. So, what I'm talking about today is the difference between being nice and being kind, and what that means for more specifically being a man in this world. I try not to be gender specific with the things that I talk about, but this one is going to relate more to men very heavily. It's going to be, I'm talking to men here. This is going to be a guy talk, so ladies can stay if you want. But what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to talk about was the difference between being a nice guy and being a kind guy, right? So you always hear that nice guys finish last, nice guys get walked all over, this and that. How can we, change that without having to be a jerk, right? We want to be nice. We want to be decent to people. And as men from a young age, a lot of us, if you relate to me, spent a long time being a nice guy, being very nice to everybody, being very, giving to everybody, and putting yourself second consistently in order to gain people's approval and gain people's love for you. And how did that work out for us? Just take a minute and think about it. How'd that work out for you? Where are you at right now? You got a girlfriend that you love, like seriously, that loves you seriously? Do you have people in your life that respect you and that really treat you as the man you believe you should be treated as? So think about that a little bit. Did that work out for you, being a nice guy, right? So for a long time, I was a nice guy. As young as I can remember, trying to date girls in school, high school, whatnot, I kind of acted like a simp, to be straight up, if you want to use that term. It's kind of an aggressive term to use, but, I spent too much time trying to be nice because all the men I saw dating these women were not nice. They were mean guys, and they were assholes, and they were jerks, and I wanted to be different, because I thought if I was different and I was a nice guy, that some woman would come along and see me for who I am and truly love me for who I am, and not just walk all over me and eventually lose all respect for me like they did. So, talk a little bit about the differences between being nice and being kind. Being nice is putting your own needs aside for everyone else, and in a different way than it would be when you're being kind, right? Because kind, mature men take care of their families, they take care of their loved ones in certain ways, and they put their needs aside to a point. But when you're a nice guy, you're putting your needs aside 100% of the time, and you are never taking care for yourself and, holding this level of power for yourself that you are a man who deserves respect and whatnot. So, being nice means putting aside yourself for others' validation and for love from others. Not putting aside your needs to help other people because you want to help them and you believe they deserve help, right? There's a difference there. One garners respect for you, and people can see it. People can tell that in you. The other makes people, even subconsciously, it makes people believe that you are somebody to be walked all over. People get this idea of you that you don't have needs. People get this idea that they can do whatever they want to you, and you'll always take it, and you'll always deal with it because you're a nice guy. And that's how we end up in relationships and friendships that we're not really happy with. People don't see nice guys as somebody that has needs. They think that you are just always ready to help them at whatever time, no matter what. You never need anything for yourself. You never need respect. You never need them to be nice to you. You just have no needs. And that's really a disservice to yourself. At that point, the people around you that you've got love from, right? You've gotten validation from acting like that. They don't check on you. They don't ever look to see if something's really bothering you, because in their mind, nothing bothers you. You're too nice. You're not showing that you have feelings and that you have opinions of your own. You are just their little helper. You're just their little assistant. They don't respect you. And I really want you to think about this in your own life. The people around you, do they respect you? Or do they just keep you around because you're their little helper, right? They just keep you around because you give them an ego boost and make them feel good. But do they do anything for you other than give you that cheap-ass, half-ass validation that you're looking for? Damn. It is fucking roadkill city out here, dude. I hit a possum last night, rip in peace to him. But this road, I just saw like 14 raccoons and possums all dead all across the road. That was crazy. So, little side note, we'll get back to the video, but that was kind of odd. I just had to point that out. So when you're overly nice, people don't feel remorse for walking all over you. It doesn't register in their brain that you have feelings, because you've done such a disservice to yourself by pushing them down for so long and acting like they don't exist. If you act like your feelings don't exist for long enough, the people around you will agree with that, and they will come to hold that as their idea of you, that that's the guy who never gets hurt, he never has feelings. And that's not cool, man. It's not an honorable, cool, tough way to be feelingless in this world. More honorably and more in your strength would be to actually hold healthy levels of having emotions and showing feelings and being comfortable to say no, right? This is kind of the big thing I'm getting into, is knowing when to say no, knowing when to really put your foot down and hold your power for yourself without being a jerk. So the difference between that also being a kind person and being an asshole. Being an asshole, you are purposely being hateful with your words. You're purposely being hard-assed with everything that you do towards somebody in order to gain respect from them. You think if you show this tough demeanor that you will also gain validation and love, right? So this is kind of there's a spectrum between it of, I sound like fucking Sam Sulek. There's a spectrum between being a nice guy and being an asshole, and right somewhere in the middle, that sweet spot of where I think we want to be is being kind. So we can be strong and we can be masculine in our abilities in our life. We can be strong with our emotions and holding our boundaries, having set boundaries for ourselves that we do not allow to be crossed. I believe the respect and validation and love you gain from that, be it more far and few between, will be stronger and better. Same as yesterday with your own love and validation for yourself will be stronger than anybody else's. Kind of a similar subject, but you know, the validation from people who you've brought into your life through respect and boundaries will be way better than the validation and love from people that you've brought into your life from being a nice guy and being a pushover. So, you know, obviously, I'm going to reiterate here, this isn't about being an asshole. You don't have to be rude towards people. You don't have to talk to people with salt on your tongue, so to speak. You don't have to be tough towards people. But you can hold your boundaries in such a way that people will respect it. And if those people don't respect it, they are not the right people. The people you want in your life, you would want them to respect you, right? You would want them to understand that you're a human, you have feelings, and you deserve to be treated like a human. So you've got to start displaying yourself like that. Make subtle changes in the way that you handle interactions with people, and really, show them and let them know that you do have emotions and you do feel things. Now, this is going to be different for everybody, and I can't give you an exact guide on how to display this, right? I can't give you a step-by-step on how to display this to the people around you. You've got to do some thinking for yourself and put together how that's going to look for you. I'm just kind of showing you an idea and maybe giving you a reality check on thinking about how the people around you perceive you. Do they see you as a nice guy, or do they see you as a kind guy? Or do they see you as an asshole? Do they see you as a jerk? Maybe you're on the other side of this, and maybe you need to understand to tone down the being a dick a little bit to become in that middle and being kind. Now, this can start to kind of dig at you as a person if you spend too long being a nice guy, because you're going to start believing that you aren't worth that. You're going to start learning, it'll go back and forth, right? So you will show people that you don't have emotions and you don't deserve respect and boundaries. So they will treat you that way. Sequentially, they will treat you that way. And then, once they treat you that way for long enough, you will start to, in yourself, then believe that that's the truth. We are creatures that learn based on pattern and pattern recognition. So if the pattern always shows that you don't have boundaries and you don't deserve respect, then that pattern's going to bounce back and forth and just get stronger and stronger over time. And one day you're going to be 40-something with a wife and kids who don't respect you, and all the guys at work and at your job and your life don't respect you, and everybody treats you like just some fucking big old idiot. Because you spent so long demeaning yourself and allowing everyone to believe, and allowing yourself to believe, that you didn't deserve that type of respect as a man, as a human. Every human deserves a baseline level of respect from the people around them. But they will not just give it to you. You have to earn it, and you have to take the steps in your life to show people that you deserve a certain level of respect. I'm going to slow this down and I'm going to pinpoint something quick. When I say respect, I don't mean obeying you. When I say someone respects you, that does not mean that they obey you and obey your commands. That is not the type of respect I'm speaking of. That is respect from a place of power, right? As a boss, as somebody who is above somebody else, which I believe is never the case. You are never above anybody else, and nobody is ever above you. So when I say respect, I do not mean people respect you and obey you. It's not a fear-respect type of conundrum. This isn't about learning how to get people to obey you and follow what you say because they respect you. This is about people actually understanding that you're a human and giving you the decency to speak to you like a human, value your feelings like a human, and show care for you as if you were a human in their life that they cared about. This is not about learning how to get people to obey you. I will not talk about shit like that, because that's not how the world goes. People do not obey you. I had to learn that the hard way myself too, because growing up and being a nice guy for so long then turns you into being a jerk. Because something flips in you and you don't realize how to mediate it to that middle ground. So you go so far to the other side that you're a jerk to the people around you, and you go from having no needs to having all the needs. And you just think everyone around you is supposed to respect that, and obey everything you say. Your spouse, your people around you, your family, your kids. It's different about kids. I'm not a dad. I can't speak on the parent-kid relationship, but, this should not be about getting people around you to just obey everything you say and follow everything you say, because you are not the fucking king. You are not the king of the world that you're in. Everybody around you is a human also, and they also deserve the same respect that you're asking for yourself. So remember to hold boundaries for yourself. Think about the way that people treat you, and think about, do they cross boundaries that you've set, or have you even set boundaries, or do they cross boundaries that you haven't set, that you feel hurt by consistently, and you don't do anything about it, you don't say anything about it, you don't express yourself. Really look into your life and understand, am I being just nice, am I being kind, or am I being a jerk? Figure out where you're at on that, and really try to take care of that. Think of that consciously throughout your day, and really start to kind of figure out what you can do for yourself to change that if it's not what you want it to be. So, this is going to be kind of the relationship portion of it, but finding a spouse, being a nice guy, is, in a really truthful, blunt way, is going to be the reason why you get cucked, why you get fucking put to the side, and you get fucking... Being a nice guy in a relationship like that is going to be the reason why you get walked all over, why your spouse will cheat on you with no remorse, no regret, no care for it, because they don't respect you, and they don't see you as a human with needs and values. They see you as a bitch, see you as a pussy, right? So we don't combat this by being an asshole to prove we're not a pussy, because that shows that you're way bigger of a pussy than you ever thought, right? Going out of your way to be a jerk and be an asshole to people, in my eyes, shows that you are a fucking pussy. Shows that you're weak, and that you want everyone to believe that you're not. That's not how it works. Being a strong, confident, competent man in this world is about showing people that you can have kindness, and you can have kindness, you can do stuff to help people, you can be there for people, but not without crossing your own boundaries. That's the main idea. Being able to be kind towards people without pushing your boundaries out of it, without demeaning yourself and making yourself into less than and somebody who doesn't deserve respect. So just think about that. I'm going to slow down this talk here. We're going to start talking about what we're doing in the gym. This isn't a talk of where I have a big kind of come around and tell you the end and how it works. This is a talk to kind of wake you up, give you a reality check, and start thinking in your own life about how this feels for you. I've had to do this for myself, and I'm still doing this for myself. I'm learning how to hold respect for myself in situations where I didn't before, where I was so ready to give up on my own values in order to have somebody else treat me with respect, which wasn't respect. It was half-assed validation and keeping me around because I guess I didn't do anything wrong enough to not be kept around. Being just okay with people. That's not the life you want to live. You want the people around you that you call your friends to be straight up your friends, 100%. Not just some half-assed keep you around shit. So analyze this in your own life. Are you acting like a pussy? And if so, man up a little bit and learn to be kind. Learn to hold your boundaries and be strong for yourself. And I promise people will respect you more with that than if you act like an asshole instead. Be strong enough to hold boundaries for yourself. No matter what situation you're in, there's things that you will make a deal with yourself that these lines won't be crossed, and you do not allow them to be crossed. If they are crossed, this does not mean you lash out and be mean towards the people who cross them. This means you drop them quietly, silently, get the fuck out of my life, bye. Simple. Right? So think about that, put that together. Now, on to what we're doing in the gym, because I am sick of getting heated talking about this. This is a touchy topic. Woo! So, onto the gym. We're hitting arms today. It's going to be a super fucking good one. I mean, last night's pump went so fucking good. I can't see tonight's not going as good too. So, we're going to head in, going for some standing gym bro bicep curls, going as heavy as we can, really getting that pump going. And we'll go on, hit some reverse curls and some hammer curls. Those three, do a few sets of each. We'll be set for the arm, for the biceps and the brachialis and brachioradialis portion. Then we'll move on to triceps. I really am liking the single arm tricep push downs, just holding on to the little nub on the cable. I mean, super good squeeze. So I think we're gonna probably start off with those and see how good and heavy we can go on those, and then maybe move over to some straight bar push downs, and then I think we'll finish on the dip machine. So I mean, that's that for there. I still have to drink my pre-workout. I can't even bitch, I did it to myself again. So, wrap that up, we're pulling in right now. So take account of the people in your life and how they treat you. Do they treat you with respect? Do they treat you with fear? Or do they treat you as a fucking pushover? Think about where you need to make changes to make either of those better for yourself. If you're in any of those situations, do something to consciously make that different for yourself. And if the people around you don't respect that change, and you can get away from them, get away from them. Don't allow them to stay in your life, consistently disrespecting your ability to choose what boundaries you have for yourself. Don't allow anybody to change that for you. You want to live a good, happy, enjoyable life for yourself, you have to hold your strength in these situations. So, slow that down. I'm going to head into the gym. We're going to get a great pump, and I'm going to try to film a little bit in there today. Seems like it's pretty empty right now. So, we'll do that. See you back in the car after the pump check, and we'll go from there. What's up, everybody? Little post lift talk here. Just got done in there. I hit arms, hit a little bit of abs as well. Fucking hit it pretty good. Feeling good today. No nausea today, so feeling good on that front. You will have already seen the pump check. You know, not much to say. It's a pretty good lift. Hit some regular standing curls, went over to some reverse curls on an easy bar, then some crossbody hammer curls. We went on to triceps, hit some single arm cable extensions, and then we did some crossbody cable extensions The Sam Sulek special, if you know what I'm talking about, used to be one of my favorite ways to do it, and I guess I didn't realize we had a dual-sided cable machine here, so I was able to get some of those done. You know, feeling super good, super strong. Pump looked good. I haven't watched the pump check back yet, but in person looking at it, it looked pretty good. Pretty empty gym in there, just a couple of people doing their little cardio thing, so I got basically the whole half of the gym to myself. I was able to work pretty good. You know, not as much motivation going on in there today. There wasn't the group of guys going hard like last night, and you can feel a difference in there, and you really gotta push yourself in those days. You know, I went in there determined I was gonna have a good lift, so you know, I did. Tried my best to, at least, and I think I came out pretty good. Worked pretty hard, pushed myself harder than I usually do, which I try to do each lift. I try to push a little harder than the last. Yeah, I mean, cranked up the tunes, got into it, and I was able to be in my own little world for a while, and it felt good. I'm not going to dive in too much and talk about what we talked about before. I can tend to kind of just reiterate at the end of these videos and not really add anything new or of substance, so keep it simple and just kind of move on with what we're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and have my little drive home and try to jam out to some music and enjoy myself. I mean, that was a really good lift. There's nothing more to say about it. So, you know, everybody watching, keep going, keep trying. If you're not seeing progress, don't stop. Have respect for yourself. Be proud of yourself. And if you're feeling lonely on Valentine's Day, get a pump instead. You know, what are you gonna do? Rather hold respect for yourself and be lonely than disrespect yourself just to be with somebody for temporary joy. All right, it's not good for you. It's not the better option. Always respect yourself first. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna get heading home and try to enjoy this ride.